everybody, and welcome back to another episode. Today, I am excited to go through my 10 big takeaways from Alex Hormozi's book, $100 Million Offers, and how we are implementing each of these 10 takeaways in our business. I personally think that Alex Hormozi is the number one thought leader right now in entrepreneurship. I think he puts out better content than all the guys out there, Grant Cardone, Tony Robbins, Patrick Bet-David, all the big names, even Ed Mylett. I think he is number one. I love his advice. It's been absolutely life-changing. His book, $100 Million Offers, really talks about the bulk of your problems have to deal with your offer. And the way he frames the content is absolutely fantastic. So I want to go over the big 10 takeaways that I took away from this book and how we're implementing it in our business. But before we jump in, do me a favor, go ahead, leave us some reviews. Yes, stop what you're doing right now, throw us some love, and share this podcast with your friends and family. Seriously, though, the more views that we get, the more people we can reach and the more great content that we can help out. So please do take the time to leave us a review. And with that being said, we're going to jump right into it. Number one key takeaway from the book is focus on the value proposition. This has to do with your offer in general. Here's the message that really hit home for me. He said, and man, I hope I don't butcher this, the only reason you sell is because you don't know how to market. And the only reason you market is because you don't know how to build a product. Let's break that down and think about it for a quick second. The only reason you sell is because you don't know how to market. That's the first half of this. What he talks about here is if you get in front of enough eyeballs, it doesn't matter. You don't even have to sell anything. You just blast out an email to enough people, you'll probably sell something. He uses the hot dog stand analogy where you don't want to have the best hot dog. You don't want to have the tastiest hot dog. You don't want to have the cheapest hot dog. You don't want to have the most expensive hot dog. You want to have the hot dog that is right outside the stadium when the game gets out. You want a hungry crowd. That is the number one most important thing. You want a hungry crowd, and marketing is reaching that hungry crowd. So I love the first part of that. The only reason that you have to sell something is because you do not know how to market. You do not know how to get in front of the right audiences or enough people, because it doesn't matter how crappy that hot dog tastes. People are going to buy it. You're going to sell out of hot dogs every single time. Let's talk about the second half of that. And he said, the only reason you market is because you don't know how to build a product. He goes on to talk about Tesla, how, at the time I heard this, and I haven't done any recent data on this, but Tesla had spent literally $0 on advertising. $0 on advertising. It has been the most innovative automotive product of this century. Yeah, we're in 2000, so Henry Ford inventing it, in the first, second century. I don't know what it was. That was probably it. He's number one because he invented it. Elon Musk is number two, coming out with the electric vehicles, the self-driving stuff. He hasn't spent any money on advertising because he's built such a great product. He does not need to sell it, and he doesn't need to market it. So big takeaways there. So we're really trying to hit home with this. The way we're really making a big impact here and how we're implementing this information is we do this by helping land sellers and investors build a legacy, make an impact, and retire. So for our land sellers, make an offer that's just so good they refuse to say no to it. When you're able to come to somebody and offer them 3, 4, 5, 6 times what their home is worth, then that is a huge value proposition. That's a huge offer. When you can help somebody reach financial independence, faster and like a safer route, that is a huge value add opportunity. And so that's how we're implementing that one right there. Number two is you got to solve a pain point. Is your product and service actually solving a pain point? Is there pain that your customer is feeling? And what are you doing to alleviate that pain? For us, everybody wants to achieve financial freedom, and we assist people to do that. It is a big, big pain point, and people are able to pay big money for it. That's because that's why our average investment amount is $178,000. That is a big pain point. People want to achieve financial freedom. They want to create passive income, and they're willing to pay big money for that. Number three is you've got to have some kind of salesmanship. Very few people just get to the finish line there themselves. We have a ton of free educational content that lays the roadmap that people can take to start learning about investing and how to achieve financial freedom and how to not rely on their business for income forever. And that provides a roadmap to working with us. It is a sales process. All sales is understanding the needs of your client and how the benefits of your product solve that need. And so we try to do the best we can by leaving breadcrumb trails for them to work with us. Those breadcrumbs are designed to deliver value, make an impact on their life, change their life, to make them choose to work with us. Number 4 is price positioning. So for us, there is no cost to work with us besides the investment. Our price, and you can kind of look at this at, what kind of returns we offer, how much do we charge to work with us, what kind of management fees. We might have some fees built into the deal, but there's no additional cost to work with us. There's no additional cost for the content. Everything is free. We want to throw as much value as possible out there, and in the hopes that people get that value and want to work with us. The game has changed. You have to provide a ton of free content and free value out there in order to get people to work with you. Number 5 is marketing channels. So he talks about utilizing all the various marketing channels, social media, ads. His second book, $100 Million Leads, focuses on this a whole lot more. But you've got to do some kind of marketing. Word of mouth is going to be extremely powerful once you have built your customer base up. Word of mouth and creating raving fans that want to talk about you to all your friends and family should be the end result that you're going after. But you first have to get customers. We happen to do this with a curated email list of about 6,200 people who've just signed up to receive stuff with us over the years. They like our content and they want more of it. We are posting on social media every single day. We go on other people's podcasts. We have a podcast. We're actively using these marketing channels to really hit home this key takeaway right here. Next, number 6. Metrics-driven approach. So you've got to be able to analyze the data and the key performance indicators to be able to optimize and get there. For us, we are constantly measuring how many hits we get on our website, how many ebook signups we get, how many investor calls we do, how many investors we close, what the average capital raise is, how many referrals this person is giving us over the years, what's their average investment amount, what's their average investment amount. If you can't measure it, you cannot grow it. Key takeaway there. Number 7 is product quality. The product quality or services are essential for long-term success and customer satisfaction. For us, we know that we've got a good product or good service if people are referring others to it. That is the number 1 compliment. It is the highest compliment that somebody can receive is the referral of friends and family, and we track that. Number 8, scaling strategies. You've got to be able to scale the business here. So for us, we've got a very clear roadmap on where we want to get to and what we want to happen. We know what the vision is for the community. We've got a big, hairy, audacious goal to end veteran homelessness here in Middle Tennessee by trying to partnership with organizations like Matthew 25, and trying to give away homes and communities that we invent. So we know exactly where we are going. We know what the dream is and how to get there. Number 9, key takeaway, is the customer experience. I cannot emphasize this enough. If you do not have a customer experience roadmap built out that details who is interacting with that customer in your organization and what thoughts and feelings you want that customer to have after the end of the interaction, you're failing. You need to be able to have the inputs in those interactions. What are you measuring? What's going to go into that interaction that's going to produce the outputs, the feelings, the emotions that you want your client to have about your company throughout the entire process. So make sure you've got a customer experience roadmap. We have that. And number 10, final key takeaway, is continuous improvement. You've always got to be doing better than you were before, because if you're not, somebody else is, and you're eventually going to lose the business. So for us, one of the things that we do is when something doesn't go right, when a deal doesn't go right or a department's not functioning, we do something called a post-mortem, and we have a meeting over what went wrong. And we try to break apart how we could have made it work had the problem not happened, or how can we prevent that problem from happening again. So very important that you schedule meetings around the problems in your business that have already happened so that you can brainstorm how to fix them. These are my 10 big takeaways from his book, $100 million Offers. I'm curious to hear from you. Comment on our social media. Leave us a note. Who do you think is the number one entrepreneur in the, or who is the number one thought leader in the entrepreneur space right now? I'd love to hear from you. See ya.